Hi, guys. Welcome to reading for today. I hope that you were able to check out the math for today. I hope it worked for you. I've kind of found out this new way of being able to use what's on my Chromebook to teach you, and a lot of it is what you would normally see on the smartboard in class. So I would love to hear what you thought about it. Is it working for you? Is it not working for you? Is there something else that I can do? I will accept and love any feedback that you guys can give to me. So today's reading strategy is a print work strategy. Print work is the words that we actually are reading in the books that we read. And our strategy for today is going to be what would sound right here. So you can think about the kind of word that you're reading to help you read a word that you get stuck on. Think about where in the sentence the word appears, look at what comes before and after, and think about its place in the sentence. And then ask, what makes sense here? Right? So let's say we had a sentence like this one, right? The fox blanked over the stone wall. Now, I know you all know what that word is because you are very smart and you are awesome readers, but let's say we didn't know what that word was. We want to ask ourselves, what sounds right? What kind of word is it that I'm looking for? I'm looking for a word that's going to tell me what the fox did. I'm looking for an action word. I'm looking for a verb. So I think to myself, what are some verbs? I have words like walked or ran or jumbled, but none of those work with what this word looks like. And I look more closely and I say, oh, okay, jumped. The fox jumped over the stone wall. I'm looking for an action word in this sentence. Now, when I have a sentence like this, they all decided to go to the blank. Well, now I'm looking for a word using the clues in the rest of the sentence. I'm looking for a word that's a place. So when I'm trying to figure out what these words are that I might not know, when I think about what's going to sound right here, and I think about what kind of word is it I'm looking for, it's going to help me. So I'm looking for a place. Now, that helps me think about, okay, what kind of place starts with an AM, has the word park in it, and I can use my strategies to find out that this word is actually amusement, an amusement park. Right? And then we have a word like this, the fox was very blank. So I'm looking for a word that's going to describe what the fox is. What was the fox? Right? So I might look at this word, and let's say I looked at it and I said sneaker. The fox was very sneaker. Well, that doesn't make sense because I'm not looking for a noun, right? Or the fox was very snicker, right? Which is to like laugh. Well, that doesn't make sense because I'm not looking for a verb. I'm looking for a describing verb. So this word sneaky would describe what the fox is. All right, so now let's give it a try in a book. And then you guys are going to try it out on your own when you are reading your own books today. So I have this book here called Harold the Hungry Plant. We're going to put it into full screen. All right, so I'm going to read this book to you. We might not finish the whole book, but I'm going to read the book to you. And we're going to look for different places where we might get stuck, and we're going to use our strategy. One afternoon, April was doing her homework when her father brought her a present. He handed her a funny-looking plant called a pitcher plant. This is a special plant, he told her. It eats insects. Wow, April replied. That's cool. April took the plant up to her room and set it on the... All right, so let's take a look at this word here. I can actually highlight it. All right. Now, this might be a word that we are not familiar with and we might get stuck on. So I'm going to use our strategy and I'm going to ask myself, what would sound right here? It says April took the plant up to her room and set it on the, right? So I'm looking for a place. I'm looking for a noun. I'm looking for a word that describes where she set the plant. And then I can also look at the picture and I can come up with, okay, well, right now she's in the window, and the beginning of this word does say window, and the edge of the window is called the windowsill. So the word that would make sense here is windowsill because it is a place. It's where she puts the plant. She wanted it to get some sun. I'll name you Harold, she said to the plant. She began to look at that little book that came with the plant. It showed pictures of flies and spiders being eaten by the plant. April learned that she was only supposed to feed Harold once a week. April went downstairs and outside. She looked around the yard and found a small anthill. She caught some of the ants in a jar and took them to her room. April, all right, so now we come to another word, this word right here. Okay. Now I'm going to ask myself, what would sound right here? Right? April blanked the ants into the plant tank and waited. So we're looking for an action word. We're trying to find a word that's telling us what April did. Right? So if I know it's an action word, I know words that are nouns or describing words aren't going to work here. I'm looking for what she did to the ants. So I'm thinking about, how did she get the ants in there? Well, she could have something that starts with a P. Right? She could have placed them in there, but that doesn't look right. She could have put them in there, but that doesn't look right. She could have poured them in there. And this word does look like poured. It has all the letters and all the sounds, and it's an action word. One ant crawled into the plant's pitcher and got stuck. It was trapped by hairs inside of the pitcher. April thought the way Harold ate insects was really strange, but she liked them. On her way out of her room, she grabbed some jelly beans from a jar in her dresser. Harold saw this and wondered what a jelly bean might taste like. Flies and ants are nice, but a red jelly bean would be very nice. The next time Harold saw April bringing him some ants, he thought about the jelly bean she always ate. He wanted a red one, but when she opened the lid, it was just more ants. At least they were the blank red kinds. All right, so let's say we got to this word and we didn't know what that word is. And we look at the rest of the sentence and we think to ourselves, okay, this is a word that's describing the kind of ants that she put in there. They were red, but they were also something else. So what kind of word would describe the ants that were red that she put into the tank? Well, I have the SP, so sp, and I have an I. Things that are red are a lot of times spicy, and that looks just like that word. All right, so we're going to stop the story there. If you would like to finish reading the story, you can always go on to Raz Kids. You can go into your reading room and you can search for this book. When you are reading today, whether you're using a book from home, whether you're using Get Epic, or you're on Reading A to Z, if you get stuck on a word, right, remember our strategy, and remember, okay, that you can always ask yourself, what makes sense here? What sounds right? Right? What word would fit here? All right, guys, happy reading.